Happy New Year, everybody! And 2023 is right around the corner. And in this episode, we are actually wrapping up our 2022 year by kind of showcasing the 5 dishes that we liked the most from the year.
Yeah, Simon, I'm really excited for the end of 2022 and really excited for 2023 travels.
Yeah, I'm there with you, Micah. One of the things that we said in the prior years was being able to go international, and I'm happy to say that that's going to be the case, that yes, we are going to be able to do some international travel. So I'm really happy that everything is opening up and that we're able to go find some more great food.
Yeah, and starting off here, we're going to share our 5 favorite dishes for 2022. And starting at number 5 is actually in Washington State at the Salish Lodge for the honey roasted fig cheesecake.
Yeah, this honey roasted fig cheesecake, it comes with a white chocolate cheesecake, a graham crust, honey roasted figs, and pistachio crumble. One of the special things about this is the bees that produce the honey are local, and they're actually from the Salish Lodge itself, just right near the restaurant. It's a very delicious dish, and we were lucky to come here during the month of September, which is their honey month, and they make a lot of special dishes that focus on their local honey, and we were just lucky to be able to come here and grab this wonderful dessert that I really love, because figs are one of my favorite fruits, and figs with cheesecake, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, it was definitely a really great dish. I really enjoyed it, but it was not quite my favorite at the very top. But it was still very good, and still definitely worth a try to get this one.
And one of the things I actually really enjoyed from this dessert was, of course, with the sweetness of the honey and the sweetness from the fig itself, but especially paired with the crumble itself, the pistachio crumble. It just added a nice saltiness that kind of brought out even more of the sweetness, and also it added to the texture by making it a little bit more crispy in each bite. So for me, that's just one of those things where, with great foods, you have the combination of great flavors and great textures, and when it's all just put so well together, it just makes that bite, and when it hits your mouth and your palate, is just so delicious.
And moving on to number 4, this one is from Mott 32 in Las Vegas. Mott 32, our favorite dish from Mott 32 is actually this Peking duck. And the reason why we choose this one is because it's a 42-day aged duck, and they are about 2 kilograms in size. And it's prepared in over 48 hours in a custom fridge, and they special marinate it, and then they smoke it in like a brick oven with apple wood, and then they have this table-side cutting of the Peking duck, so you get to watch them cut right in front of you before you dig into it.
And as Micah said earlier, it is in Las Vegas, and in this case it was located actually at the Venetian/Palazzo Hotel Resort in their complex. And if you've ever had Peking duck, kind of your normal one where it comes with the little white soft bao, this one comes with a little wrap. But for me, the only way I can describe it is just the best version of that, minus the bao. But most of the other ingredients are similar. But even if it came with baos rather than the wrap, it's still really good. Just the crispiness of the duck skin. You can see why they put so much effort into presenting the Peking duck itself, because it is their signature dish, and just how they prepare it and the flavors and everything about it is just done so well that it's just absolutely delicious.
Yeah, and this definitely is one of our favorite dishes. And I know even in the past trip, we've had this in even Vancouver and Hong Kong, and this is definitely a must try if you do come to Mott 32. So if you came to Mott 32 and you didn't get the Peking duck, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things where it's just a must-have at this restaurant, and for those who have gone to this restaurant and not ordered this dish, you're just not getting the best of what you can get out of this restaurant. And so definitely don't miss ordering this dish if you are at Mott 32.
And moving on to our number 3 favorites for 2022 is actually at Interstellar, which is at the Austin, Texas location.
Yeah, Interstellar Barbecue, they're getting quite popular from all the things I've been reading lately. They were kind of a new barbecue joint that was in Austin, Texas, and um, they one of the cool aspects of them, they actually keep all their smokers outside right in front of the restaurant. So it's really cool because we get to go in and you kind of check everything out. And one of the things I remember most was being able to talk to some of the guys who were barbecuing up front and just getting to ask questions and taking a look around and just pretty much getting to know them as they're cooking all the different meats. But like you said, in this case, the barbecue meat that they had that we really enjoyed was their peach tea glazed pork belly. Um, that one, it was just it melts in your mouth. The pork belly was so nice and tender and delicious. And with pork belly, you have the nice chunk of fat, but you gotta admit that that chunk of fat has that flavor. But in this case, they kind of they work it down a bit by having that little sweet peach tea glaze to it, and so it doesn't make it as rich as you might kind of think it is. It adds this little flora kind of taste to it, in addition to the nice smokiness of the wood that they use for the barbecue pork belly itself. For me, it's just one of my favorite dishes. It was just kind of something different that I had, even though I've had many pork belly, but this one just kind of stood out for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like your candy of meats, to me at least. I kind of feel like if you like candy, you like sweets, and you just want to eat some sugar, this is the thing to order.
Yeah, agreed. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure because it's just such a nice, delicious bite that you kind of want to keep going, but you shouldn't because it's pork belly, not the greatest dish for your health, I would say, but it's just so good.
And moving on to number 2 of our favorites is at the Los Angeles location for Korean barbecue, Agashi.
Yeah, and Agashi for me is just one of those really, really just great spots, and it's always busy, so that a lot of the people know it's good, and so they come there. And one of the things that they're really good and they specialize in is actually the gopchang, which is intestine. And they do grill it the kind of the traditional Korean way, in which you have that nice air suction for getting all the smoke out, and they cook it right in front of you. But in this case, what made it extra special was, in addition to the gopchang being delicious itself, but the service was just fantastic.
Yeah, I this is definitely one of my favorite Korean barbecue spots. Not just the surface itself, but how consistent they are in getting that great taste. There's a lot of Korean barbecue places that we've been to in the past. One day you go there, everything is really good. The next time, it's not quite as good as it was, but this one definitely marinate really, really good, and always leaving with a very happy, very full stomach.
Yeah, agreed. And I can definitely tell why a lot of the Korean celebrities who come visit LA from Korea itself, they come and they try this place out, or they go and eat here because, like you had mentioned earlier and I'd mentioned earlier, the service is great and the ingredients are great, so you can't go wrong. And this is exactly why it's always full every night and why everybody enjoys coming here time and time again.
All right, and moving on to our number 1 favorite spot for 2022 is a Franklin Barbecue out in Austin. This one was definitely an experience I'll probably never forget. Not just because we waited so many hours in the cold, but it was just a great experience chatting with everybody and meeting all the different people that we met in line. And also that brisket was so tender and so great and so juicy, and everything about it was just done so perfect on that one.
Yeah, Micah, completely agree. It was the best brisket I've had, and of course, Texas is famous from having so many great barbecue spots. But with all the different places that we've been to, has been the best. And one of the things I do remember the most is that when we did order the brisket, we were able to get some free burnt ends, which was awesome because those burnt ends, they didn't charge us, and a lot of places do charge separately for it. And in the video, you actually see being cut up and given to us. It was just so delicious. Those bites, just all the flavor, the moistness, just everything was so fantastic for this brisket. And as you said earlier, one of the things, it was tough standing in that line, but after we actually got to the point where we ordered our food and we tried it, it's one of those things where, yeah, standing in line sucked, but we were actually happy at the end and we weren't disappointed. So, again, it was tough, but it was well worth it, especially for a first time. It's just something you got to experience.
Yeah, if you've been to Franklin before and you definitely want to try something different, yeah, definitely do that. But I mean, if you've never been here and you really want to try brisket, this is a good, really, really good place to try.
Yeah, and of course, with all these episodes, you can go back, and in the description box, we'll have the links for those if you want to watch kind of the full episodes for everything. But coming back, standing in line, yes, it does get cold in Austin, Texas. So if you were there during the winter, yes, do bring some warm clothes, because when we did stand in line, I kind of wish I had a thicker jacket because my hoodie just wasn't quite thick enough. It was just okay to kind of keep me staying there without having to complain too much. But definitely something warmer would have been nicer.
Yeah, I agree, Simon. Something definitely warmer would have been nice. A beanie, some gloves, maybe long pants. It never ends, but yeah, 2022 was a great year. Lots of great food, and really, really excited for 2023. So please do subscribe and follow us on our journey for 2023.
Happy New Year, everybody, and thanks for watching.